lastly, Tom, we have a couple birds. We got Devonta Smith, the recent pop-up with a hamstring injury, and Dallas Goedert with a groin. Tom, what do you have on these guys?
Both of these were not reported at all during the game. Devonta actually played 99% of the snaps. So this tells me with him one of two things. Either this is just a rest day, simply a rest day, and it's not a true injury, or it's something that popped up after the game, whether that be like that night or the next day or something like that. Sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, you don't recognize that a minor injury has occurred. But either way, it does not appear to me on the surface that this is anything serious, but of course the Thursday and Friday practice reports will give us a lot more information. If he does practice and does go on to play, then it's probably a very minor, if even an injury, and you can still start him. If he doesn't practice, then I will, of course, tweet my thoughts at that time. Dallas Goedert, groin injury, limited in practice. He played a season low 77% of snaps, so this probably did happen during the game. But again, I was glued to the game. It wasn't reported or anything like that. So must have been minor enough that he could play, just not quite on as many snaps as usual. The groin, while it's involved in running and sprinting, it's not as relied on as other lower body muscles for athletics, because it's on the inside of the hip. So when we cut, we push off from, like if you're cutting left, you push off with the right leg. It's more the outside of the hip muscles that are doing the work. So groins typically are not going to impact production as much as, say, a hamstring or a quad or a calf would. So, Goddard's already practicing, even though it's limited. He's probably going to play. If he plays, you can still start him.
And that's good news. And you just said season low for him, 77%. That's still pretty damn good. And with the tight end landscape, it being as hideous and horrible as it is, I think you had to play Goedert. And Smith hasn't been great this year either, but you stick with him. They also play the Dolphins this week. I think it's one of the highest projected totals this week. I saw 50 or 51. So it should be a shootout. That'll be a really fun game.